Hi, I'm Di with Sister Chicks Quilting, and welcome to my channel today. You know, today's video is going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge because that's a little bit of my life right now. Just a little bit from everywhere is going on. First, update on the engineer. He is coming home from rehab Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, it's going to be pretty weak sauce, you guys, but he's working on it, and he has a fistful of snarky comments for the video for next week. I want to tell you something. I have a good friend that I've had for many moon. She lives in California and occasionally comes to Idaho. Cheryl, I love it when you come. We always have fun. We either go to lunch, out to eat, go to quilt shops together, because when we met each other, we weren't quilters. But now we are, and it's just drawn us even closer. It's so much fun. But I want to tell you something fun. She said, I missed your birthday, and I don't have a card for you. I just have this envelope. And this is just exactly what I got, was this envelope. So I opened it up. I'll let you guys see. Lemon fabric. Anyway, I went, oh my gosh, do you see what I see? Alphabet pins. She has made these herself, and I'm going to tell you how to make them today because it's so simple. Look, here's a set that I made, and I've been using these. I'm going to show you how and why you want to use alphabet pins. Well, let's start at the very beginning. That's an A. Okay, right? I'm going to put this up. Okay, I don't know if you can see this up close or not. The A's upside down, but can you see what it is up close? It's a yellow pin, an alphabet bead, right? And an earring back. And you slide it up and snap it in place. Isn't that cool? And you know what I use these for? For patterns like this. Okay, can you see that? How there's all the letters on the pieces that you cut? A, B, C. I'm working on this pattern. It's this one. It's by Sew Emma Sew, or it's Sew Emma, sorry. And it's called Witch's Night Out. So right now I'm covering Blue Block put her name and address and phone number up there. So that's what I'm covering. But she loaned me this pattern, and it's the coolest pattern. But in it are all these, I call these patterns fussy, because look at all the pieces you cut. A through R. And you know what? I always mess up when I cut little pieces. I have a set of alphabetties. Those are the little tiles that you set on. Guess what? Either Hazel walks into my sewing room or I bump them and they go flying. I've used Post-it notes before, but I am going to cut one out and use these. I'm so super excited. By the way, what you do is you can get this all at Walmart, okay? So you can get a bag of alphabet beads. You can get a bag, and they're in the craft section, the same section. You can get a bag of the earring backs and just a box of the yellow-headed long quilting pins. And you can see how to make them, right? Super simple. Let me show you this kind that I made because it has a different, and I'm going to hold it up with the two of them. So I actually like the top one better. The backing isn't the little pointy cute backing. Can you see better if I do that? Put them like this, or maybe, I don't know. I want you to be able to see. Oh, I'll put them in front of my shirt. So This pointy one has a little bit bigger hole and it doesn't stay on all the time. But this one, this little teeny tiny tube, I got these at a craft store, not at Walmart. And look, it stays on really good. But I thought of another solution too, and I made several like this. I just put a little tiny dab of super glue and slide it up and hold it. Guess what? You're going to get two things. This is going to be permanent and sticky, and you can use it for all your pieces. And you'll probably get super glue on your fingers. I know, because I did. So I'm making the pumpkin patch table runner, and this is the block that I'm making right now, the flying geese unit. And I'm going to read off. I'm just going to show you how I'm using those. So the first one I use is, I need 4 1 3/4 by 2.5 inch rectangles. And I need 4 of those. And that is right next to the number A. So look at that. Boom. Mic drop, right, girls? Then I need 8 1 3/4 squares, and on the pattern, that is number B. So check me out. Woo! I'm getting excited. Then I need 2 1-inch squares, and that, of course, is number C. Isn't this a slick, well, here you can, there's the C. Slick, slick system. Then I want to cut out 6 1 3/4. Oh, I shouldn't be telling you the size for this. Sorry. Then I want to cut out these rectangles that are kind of a pain. And they are number D. And look, there is my D. See, these aren't super glued, so they're a little loose. But I'm going on and marking all of my piles of fabric with these alpha letter pens, or I think they're called alpha beads. And the next one is F. And I can set these aside, and you guys get the picture. You're going to get your pieces straight, right? That is just El Coolio to me. And then my last piece is, oh, have I lost it already? My stem. I lost part of my stem. I'll have to recut it. But anyway, check me out. Fun, 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 fun. What a nice way to keep those little pieces square. I'm super excited about it. Now, I want to show you something else that I've done. This is part of my hodgepodge. I'm going to tell you how to make a label. And you're all going, yeah, I know how to make labels. Well, I made one today that was so stinking cute. So do any of you use Canva? It's a design software. It's free and it's pretty easy. I love Canva. It's how I make all of my thumbnails. So I'm pretty proficient at Canva. But I still haven't shipped off the Halloween quilt that I made 3 weeks ago. Only because the engineer interrupted my life with his accident. But I thought, I'm going to do it today. And I did. And I want to show you what I did. First, I designed what I wanted in Canva on paper. But then I wanted to print it off of my inkjet printer. And, excuse me. And so what I did was, and I didn't want to print it. Now I have the sheets of paper that you can buy that have fabric on them that go through your inkjet printer, and they're just kind of white. I didn't want a white label because it's on, guys, it's on this quilt. Yeah, I know. The third time you've seen it, but you haven't seen the back yet, and you haven't seen my label. Let me trim this thread off. Several people always want to know, number one, 2 things about a back. what does the binding look like on the back when I machine bind it? And several people asked about that. So I'm going to show you, and a lot of places I stitch in the ditch. So this is the back. And you know what? I don't care. Like right here, it's totally in the ditch. And right here, it's on top of the fabric. That's how it looks on the back. I'm not that fussy that if it doesn't hit the ditch 100% of the time, it upsets me. So that's the back of the binding that you've all wanted to see. Okay, got it? All right. Now to show you I guess it's okay if I show you the guy's name. You never know. You don't know where he lives. But it's this monster quilt, right? With haunted houses on the back. So this is what I made. And, oh shoot. Okay, see that? So I put for John Doe, blah, 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 made with his mother's stash by Di Clough. I should have printed this off in white or in black when I made it, but I didn't. I wanted a monster label. How I did it was with freezer paper. I took a piece of fabric it was this green fabric, and I made it just a little bit, like half an inch bigger than 8.5 by 11. And then I put a piece of freezer paper on it, and I ironed that puppy. I mean, I ironed it, and then I ironed it some more. It was not going anywhere, and it was stuck super good. I then used a ruler and my cutting mat, and I made it 8.5 by 11 because that's what goes through my printer. Then I had my design that I had made, the Frankenstein, like this, and I had it in the green. I just love it. And I just hit print. Boom. It was so easy. I think it was kind of another mic drop. So I'm not a great label maker. I have customers who make gorgeous counted cross stitch labels. I have customers who make absolutely stunning machine embroidery labels. I have customers who buy labels, and I have always struggled with labels. I like to make them on the computer and then print them off. Now, they last quite a long time because the inkjet, what I do is I spray it with quilting spray, and I really set it with a lot of heat, and it lasts pretty good. You could do more of a contrast if you wanted more of a contrast, but that's one tip on how you can do a label. How do you do your labels? I would love to hear in your comments any suggestions you guys out there in YouTube land have for labels, because labels are something I struggle with. Honestly, I totally struggle with them. Okay, are you ready for hodgepodge number 2? I was so excited this week. This week I got to meet 2 of my YouTube viewers. It was incredible. Now, I just met you on the phone, but the reason I meet and talk to a YouTube viewer is, number one, when they send me a quilt to quilt, because you have to communicate with that person, right? I have to find out, what do you want your quilt to look like? What about this? What about this? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I got to talk to Wendy. And Wendy knows who she is, and she knows where she lives in the beautiful city of Red Rocks. I'm telling you, she was a hoot and a holler. I loved talking with Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. I just want to acknowledge you because it was so much fun meeting you. You're a great lady, a real great lady. And then I got to meet Regine. Regine, and I'm hoping I pronounced your name right. She told me her dad spelled it funny. She does spell her name funny, but it's her dad's fault, okay? Anyway, she signed up for my retreat. I only have a few spots left, but it was so much fun talking to her today on the phone. And you know what we talk about when we talk about? We talk about family, grandchildren, and quilting. Aren't those the 3 best subjects? I tell you, I think they are. So it was so exciting for me to meet some quilters that found me on YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube because of all of you, and I've said that before. Okay, now I'm gonna fix can you see my design wall back here? I want to show you what I've got done so far on this table runner. I think you're gonna like it. This is a really fussy little pattern. Look at it. Right? Now you know why I was so excited when Cheryl gave me the pins. Oh, it made this block, piecing this block and the one I just cut out, so simple. And I need simple. I'm going to link the pattern in the description down below so you can get it. And before I go, a couple of things. Thursday and Friday, which is the day this video comes out. I don't mean Thursday and Friday. I mean Friday and Saturday of this week. So the day you see this video, if you're in Boise, Idaho, come to the Boise Basin Quilt Guild's quilt show. It's a biggin. And it's going to be at the Western Idaho Fairgrounds from 10 to 5 Friday and 10 to 5 on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hazel's mom and I will be there in a booth. And if you see me on YouTube and are there, please stop and say hi. I'd love it if you would say hi. That would just make my day. And next week, my video is going to be my cabin on the lake, with the log cabins. I've done a lot of thinking on it, and I'm super excited to put it together. And guess what? Remember the engineer's coming home Monday or Tuesday? So guys, you can count on some snarky engineer comments on next week's video. So until then, I really appreciate you watching. If you like what you see, I would love a share, like, or subscribe. Tell your friends about it, and I will see you next week. Bye.